Welcome back to the Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway in East St. Louis. We are here for a double-header this weekend. We had some great racing yesterday, and we're rounding out the weekend's activities with some semi-finals and final action for you from ARX and ARX 2. We've had the semi-finals for ARX2 already, so we've got the semis coming up for you for the supercar category, and then of course we'll be on to the ARX2 final and then the ARX final. Very much looking forward to this, Bucky. Yesterday's final, that last corner move was incredible.
Yeah.
I can't see we'll see a repeat of that. I think Scott Speed looking to be dominant and not have to even worry about that, but he was yesterday.
Yeah, he was dominant aside from the misfortunes that he suffered with the puncture. But he's had a pace all day that's been ahead of the field. So he's looking good. He's looking good. He's got the inside spot. I don't know. We'll see how the Fords and the Beetles.
It was exciting this morning. You know, Speed had taken a couple of the sessions, but in Q3 he wasn't able to be so dominant. So this was Travis Peacoy off the line, getting an absolutely blinding start ahead of his teammate and team boss Steve Arpin. Tanner Faust in third place. Onto the dirt section here. He ran a little bit wide, but kept the gas in. Arpin got up alongside him, but the left-hand and X meant that he had enough space to make himself a gap. Arpin went joker. Faust stuck in the middle then, trying to gap Arpin behind and trying to catch up to Peacoy in front. Look at that jump, Bucky. I didn't realise what a nosedive that was. He landed it right on the nose.
I don't know how he carried that kind of speed and distance. That car is fast.
It is very fast. Fast enough to take this and set a time which would be the target for everyone in the race that was following. Meanwhile, Arpin had pushed a tyre off the rim. 3 Subarus in this one. They didn't have to worry too much about a squabble because Sandell, unfortunately, didn't get the start to be in the mix. Scott Speed got the whole shot with Atco behind him. Cabot Bigham in amongst them. All pretty sensible stuff from these guys, running line astern. Dusty conditions, as you can see. This was Atco and Bigham going to the joker. Sandell on the standard lap. Scott Speed, though, out front, chasing down those lap times. Not really pushing, it seemed, Bucky.
No, he seemed to kind of, once he got in front, he kind of just held his spot to Atco and made sure Atco wasn't going to get him, but kind of kept enough space.
So good driving from Speed. We wondered if he was trying to save his tyres, maybe for extra pace in the semis. Was he trying to stop himself from getting in a situation where he might have pushed a tyre off a rim? Was he playing with his teammates? We're not quite sure, but Scott Speed took the top qualifier spot and Travis Peacoy in second. Absolutely fantastic. Tanner Faust third. So again, Subaru, Ford, Volkswagen. We're really seeing all the different brands out on track are able to keep up the pace. Atkinson fourth, Bigham, Sandell and Steve Arpin. So for me, Peacoy was the one at the end there with that fastest time. And it was 2 seconds faster, wasn't it? I think than Tanner, who was second in the same race. So Scott wasn't on the pace of those guys. Does that mean that they stand a chance of beating him, or do you think he was holding something back?
Yeah, I'm not sure. You look at his times, they're a little inconsistent because he clicks off some fast times in the beginning and then they kind of fall off towards the end. So who knows?
Well, we're going to find out soon enough because it's semi-final time. You can see down underneath us there, the paddock area. We can see the Subarus, all their noses tucking out from underneath that carport. Super hot again here. Slightly overcast. It's maybe not quite as hot as it was yesterday, but certainly it's going to be hard work for the drivers, hard work for the tyres and the cars as well. Super hot temperatures in the cockpit. That's where they all are. They're literally just hidden in behind.
Is that Sandell there walking?
Is it Sandell or Atco? It looks like Sandell. Is that the Sandell walk?
He's got some sweet swagger going.
Yeah,
there, so.
Sweet swagger. There's St. Louis in the distance. Well, here are the standings at the end of qualifying. Speed at the top from Peacoy, Faust, Atkinson, Bigham, Sandell and Arpin, and this is how they split. Speed, Faust, Bigham and Arpin going to semi-1, Peacoy, Atkinson, Sandell to semi-final number 2. And we're just waiting for some cars, basically. We were waiting for some cars during ARX2 as well, weren't we?
Yeah.
We're hoping to get these guys underway. It's, you know, there's nothing left to do but racing now. We just want to get amongst it.
They're all under the carport there, which is the staging spot.
Fans are waiting down in the area next to the start. You can see a few of those there looking to capture the moment as they send the cars off down. The best place to be down there, definitely one of the best places to be when the final comes, all 6 of the cars. But, you know, they're waiting too.
What do we have here on time?
Oh, Bucky's going to check the weather at all.
Yeah.
A couple of minutes to go.
It's looking good.
Ah, there we are. On-track action for you. That's what you want to see. He's kind of walking.
He's warming up the tracks.
What's he doing?
He's warming it up.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sending it. Interesting technique. It's kind of... Well, I don't know what he's doing, really. Is he loosening up the dirt?
Walking the dog or something. I don't know. It's doing some moves.
Trying to see where he is on the track. That's going. He's going wrong direction there along the racing line, second to last corner. So he's around the outside of the dirt section, and he's now taking that machine back off to where it parks. Well, we're going to be waiting for that to move, I'm afraid. And at the speed it's going, Bucky, I think it could be quite some time. Okay, finally we've got some cars heading towards the grid. Scott Speed, the man to beat, the top qualifier, first in Q1 and Q2, was third in Q3.
He's got his good buddy lined up next to him.
Tanner Faust. Cabot Bingham and Steve Arpin in this one as well, so the two Volkswagens are in together. But should be a good fight. Remember, one of these guys is not going to make it through. So semi-final one coming up soon. Semi-final time at Gateway, so take a look at this. This is how they stand at the end of qualifying. Top of the table was Scott Speed taking the top qualifier with 16 championship points. Then it was Peacoy, fantastic performance, winning Q3 to get himself up there. Faust, Atkinson, Bigham, Sandell and Arpin, and this is how they split. Odds to semi-final number one, so it's Speed and Faust on the front row, Bigham and Arpin at the rear, and then semi-final two, Peacoy on pole for the first time with Atkinson next to him and Sandell on row two. Last of the cars pulling up to the line, it's Steve Arpin. Arpin with an outside line there. You could say an outside chance, but, you know, only one of them's not going to make it. Steve's had good pace. He didn't go his way in qualifying today. A DNF with that puncture in Q1, which saw him at the back of the pack, so we know that car's got pace and we know he's going to be trying to do something decent from there. Here we go then, let's see the lineup for semi-final one, round 3 of America's Rallycross. Scott Speed on the pole with Tanner Faust next to him, ex-teammates in rival brands now. Always a great race between these two. And row 2, Cabot Bigham and Steve Arpin. Bigham has been much more on the pace this weekend. Arpin's had an unlucky qualifying session here for round 3, and he's going to look to prove he's got the pace. Could have taken that win yesterday. Can he do it today? So we're waiting for the marshal to give them the thumbs up, and then we will be underway for semi-final number 1. Here we go. It's a quick release. He leaves the grid. The cars are going to do the same. Ready to race. Look for that green. There it is. Great start. Faust. Super reaction time from him. Scott Speed. But look at Arpin from the back row. Unbelievable. Going to try and slot in underneath them. Contact between Faust and Speed. Arpin goes through from the back of the grid to the front. Contact again between Speed and Faust. Faust going to try and get underneath it. Cabot Bigham's alongside his teammate. Cabot goes through. Speed runs wide. He's been nubbed. Bigham goes back in. Speed over the track markers. P1 to P4. And it's the opposite for Arpin, who goes P4 to P1. Faust jumps wide, going to try and cover off Speed immediately, and Bingham's gone with it. Wow!
Get the tissues out. Get the tissues out.
Well, you think Scott's going to be,
he's going to be
upset?
So upset.
But I don't. He was getting stuck in turn 1 as well. Cabot Bigham now right up behind him. Look, Faust has joked already and has come out in front of Speed. So we know now, unless Faust makes a terrible mistake, this is actually about speed, and Bingham has speed got a problem because Cabot Bingham's right up underneath behind him.
He's probably still trying to collect himself. He's probably on fire inside that car.
What a recovery from Steve Arpin. You know, yesterday he's so desperate he wants to take this buck. He's had a terrible qualifying. Goes into the Joker, great move, but has Faust done enough to get him already? The gap was only 2 seconds, but Faust makes a mistake on the brakes. Faust has run wide. Arpin comes out from the Joker into the lead. Tanner Faust went too hard off the jump, and he lost time to Steve Arpin. It was 2 seconds, comes out 0.9 behind, so brilliant job Steve Arpin, and a mistake from Faust.
Really good job there by Arpin. Faust just hung it out there too much, but look at Speed reeling in Faust right now.
It's Speed and Bingham, isn't it, that we've got to watch out for. Cabot Bingham here, finally he's found some pace Bucky in the Beetle. I don't think Speed's comfortable in that car. I don't know if he's hurt it coming over the track markers on the way back on, if it was damaged from earlier on, but he doesn't look to me to be as comfortable as he normally is. Cabot Bingham has found pace this weekend. Do you think Bingham might make it through to the final at the expense of the championship leader, Scott Speed? I'm
not sure, but I do know that with Speed in the traffic that he was in, I think Bingham just capitalized and put his bumper into him.
It's just, you think so? You think Bingham, okay, so
Bingham
we'll keep on the timing screens and see if there's any action to be taken. And of course, there's still a chance one of these guys could make a mistake or push a tyre off a rim. But at the minute, Bingham, it's easy for Bingham. He's just got to stay with Speed, nothing else.
Yeah, he just has to hang on the back of him.
I wonder if Faust can help him out here too, because as long as Faust doesn't let him pass, Tanner knows he's not going to get Steve now unless Steve makes a mistake. So he could, if he wants, he can back Speed into Bingham and help get him through.
He could.
Oh, mistake from Cabot Bingham. That might be enough to let Speed through. He won't need much. Speed will go for the perfect Joker. Now he runs himself a little bit deep and drops a few car lengths to Tanner.
I'm not sure if that's going to be enough still, but Tanner is reeling in Arpin.
Arpin coming under pressure. He was under pressure yesterday, and of course just at the last corner rotated the car early, and Atkinson got underneath him. He wasn't happy with the decision. Me and Bucky thought it was kind of 50-50. We wouldn't want to have to have been the stewards. Jumps it up over the top. I've seen the onboard yesterday from Arpin. When he hit the ground, his head went so far forward, didn't it?
Oh my goodness, it did. Look at this.
Speed is right with Faust. So Faust now, look, Bingham's 2.4 off the back. So it's 1.5.
It's going to be close with that merge.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's going to be really close.
On the mark.
Heading into the final lap. Scott Speed has to go now. He can't find a way past Faust. Faust changes the attitude of the car mid-corner. And Scott Speed, I know, won't be happy with what happened at the start. We need to look at that on the replays and try and figure it out. Arpin from the back row to the front, Bucky. He might be on the front for the final.
There goes Speed into the Joker.
Here we go. Cabot Bingham on the inside. Scott Speed on the outside. Speed's going to get better. Bingham's made a mistake at the crucial moment. Cabot Bingham has dropped it on the standard lap, and he's given the place away to Scott Speed.
Here you go, Scott.
Ah, so, well, look, great for Scott Speed. He was there, he did everything he could. Unfortunate for Cabot Bingham to have made a mistake when he's shown great pace the rest of the weekend. It was Arpin who wins from Faust, but that was all about Scott Speed. Terrible first lap. And really, I think safe to say, a bit lucky there that Bingham made the mistake. Bingham made a mistake coming off the standard lap. In fact, a similar mistake that Faust had made earlier on in the race. And he didn't get the job done. Scott Speed has gone through to the final. Here you go, confirmation of the result. Steve Arpin takes it from Tanner Faust and Scott Speed. Arpin from the back row. Scott Speed dragging a victory from the jaws of defeat at the Joker lap exit when Cabot Bingham made a mistake. So replays of this one. Look at that start from Arpin.
Beautiful start, and what he does here, he just tucks it in, stays inside as these other guys get into each other. Speed and
got
Faust.
Into Faust there, and that's what let Arpin through. Faust then gets back into Speed, which is fair enough. That's all side-by-side contact. Does Bingham? Yeah, Bingham does hit him.
Yes.
So Bingham does hit him. So the thing is here, I was thinking, so Bucky's just looked over his shoulder into the steward's room. The stewards are looking at the monitors, but to be honest, the only person who's going to get a penalty there for me is Bingham, who's not made it anyway.
Exactly.
So we're seeing ARX semi-final 1, number 2 and number 41 under investigation is Bingham and Speed. Forget it, it doesn't matter, because Bingham's not made it. That was the mistake that Faust made, and I think he could possibly have got the lead from Arpin if he hadn't, Bucky.
It is quite possible, but look at Scott Speed reel in Tanner Faust here. I almost was for certain that he was going to put a bumper on Faust.
Chose not to, didn't he? Chose to keep it clean. Here's the mistake from Bingham. Look at Bingham on the standard lap. just completely deep on the brake, straight on, had to use the handbrake. He tried really hard, he got close to speed as Arpin and Faust went through, but it wasn't enough. Scott Speed, the championship leader, has scraped through to the back row where his teammate won from yesterday.
Steve, you led that wire to wire. Wow, that must feel so good to prove that this car is reliable, to prove that you guys are up there and can do what you did yesterday.
I have struggled. It's like motorsports is the ultimate roller coaster, right? Up and down, up and down. It got me so wound up. Thank God for CBDMD. And on true story, it just helps me calm down, like take a couple deep breaths. We hit that whole shot so good. And this car, I have got the best group of guys in this paddock. They are working their tails off. I've got the best sponsors, CBDMD, SET, Ineos, all of our other partners. We're going to go out there and we're going to kill them in this main. We got a front row, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, Steve. Well, good luck. You can do it. I know you can.
Easy. Yeah, easy.
Great stuff from Steve Arpin in semi-final number 1. Semi-final 2 coming up next. Well, they're on the grid and good to go. Arpin very, very happy indeed with that performance. I think brilliant from the back row.
He's got to ease down on the dosage there, I think, on the CBD.
He's super excited, isn't he? Here we go. Here's the lineup for semi-final number 2. Travis Pecoy on the pole. Brilliant performance in Q3 to get himself that position. Chris Atkinson, yesterday's winner, is next to him. Patrick Sandell bringing up the rear. So these three are all going through. It's about what order they go through in, and I know exactly what Arpin, well, I think I know what he'd like. I think he'd like his teammate alongside him, but I have to say, Pecoy has looked so good that I don't know that's the best result. Here we go, about to find out. Semi-final 2 is going to get underway. Bad start, Sandell at the back, looked like a poor reaction time, but it's Atkinson versus Pecoy. Pecoy on the inside, Atco going to run wide. I think Pecoy can hold this inside line, keep it tidy through here. Atkinson maybe going to come under a bit of pressure from Sandell, side by side there, swings the rear end of the car back round in front of his teammate, and it's Pecoy then who leads. Moving the car around really confidently,
stabbing the brakes, getting rotated.
Oh, Atco again on the nose. If they fly too long there, Bucky, they're risking damaging the front end of the car.
That's trying to wring it out as far as you can, keeping it flat out and lifting while you take off. Will nosedive it.
So do you send Pecoy now in response to Atkinson? I know we always ask this question, but what do you do? I mean, you know, he needs to look at the gap. He's only got half a lap to decide. He's under a bit of pressure from Sandell already.
It really depends on how his lap times are, and hopefully a spotter's paying attention to that right now.
How fast they think he is. Oh,
whoa,
super tight on the inside. Pecoy coming around to the right over the crest. Sandell looks up the inside on the exit from the jump. That would have been a brave move if he got up inside there. Sandell got a penalty yesterday for a pass with a little bit of contact. Atkinson is only 1.6 seconds off the back of these two, and that is not enough, is it?
That is not enough. Atco is looking good right now.
He is indeed. I think these two probably holding each other up. Pecoy is inevitably going to be looking in his mirrors just a little bit with Sandell right there.
That's just enough to throw you a little wide, maybe turn in a little too soon like we saw the lap earlier in the same spot.
Pecoy hops it up over the curbs into the right hand. They're going to fly the jump. Doesn't go Joker again. Comes wide. Nice wide line. He's not defending there from Sandell as he's trying to find the exit speed. He's made a mistake. And Sandell gets underneath him. Just as I said, he was being brave and not worrying about defending. He makes a mistake. Look at Sandell send it absolutely sideways. Just about holds on. Going to pendulum the car back the other way. Great bit of car control from Patrick Sandell. That has to be said.
Beautiful driving by Sandell. He's looking good. He's going to hold his line here and hopefully click off a good lap. A little wide there. Atco a little wide as well in the background.
If I was Sandell, I think I'd just be thinking you might as well stay out until lap number 6. He needs to see if he can gap Atco, doesn't he? He knows he's got the position on Pecoy because Pecoy hasn't jokered either. Pecoy now makes a mistake. So Sandell now...
If he holds up Atco.
Yeah, exactly. And Sandell's got 2 laps to try and really, really shave off those tenths and see if he can get enough of a gap to get his own teammates. Already up to 2.3. Pecoy makes another mistake. So Pecoy's looking ragged.
Overdriving possibly. It's really dusty. It's really slippy.
It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hard to gather yourself and actually slow yourself down to go faster.
Particularly when you've been disappointed with a it's a tiny error, isn't it? You know, that he's made and Sandell's got past him. 2.5 is the gap now. Surely Sandell will go another lap. He will. So Patrick Sandell now up to 2.6. Sandell here is fighting for a front row place. Speed and Atkinson have both got wins for Subaru already. Sandell is desperate for one, and the best place to get a win from is row 1. Well, that's what we think.
Yeah,
everybody won from the back row yesterday.
It is Sandell's time to shine right here. He's clicking off some good lap times. I hope he can hold on to first place.
Subaru does look big, doesn't it, when you're sending it sideways like this, but it is just going fantastically well. The team have put so much work in this year. Gaps up to 3.1 on Atco. Sandell looks like he might have done enough. It's going to come down to the Joker. He goes in. It's a smaller jump. Picoy's sensible too. Atco on the standard line. Sandell coming around the outside's going to do this. Patrick Sandell, brilliant drive. He was P3 on the grid. He managed to get past Picoy. Atkinson as well looks like he's got Picoy behind him. Little mistake on the brakes there. Where's Picoy?
Oh, Picoy went big, almost in
straight
Echo.
on. So Picoy, was there contact between them? There was contact between the two of them, we think.
Look at that
Picoy's
damage.
car broken. He needs to drag that car to the line. Front left corner hanging off it again. This is a disaster. He had a problem yesterday, Bucky. They only just managed to fix it in time to get him to the grid. Poor Travis Picoy has got broken steering, I think.
Let's see if it happened at the merge, if someone crossed over the white line.
That's a huge hit, Bucky. Look at the front left corner. That's
yeah,
massive.
That's a merge hit right there. I wonder if Picoy crossed over the line and came into Echo.
Sandell has taken the win from Chris Atkinson and Picoy. We're trying to figure out what happened. Here's the result then. Sandell takes it from his teammate Atkinson. Travis Picoy has finished a little way off the pace and with damage on the car. Are they going to get that fixed in time for the final? Let's take a look back. See if we can fix. There's only really one thing we need to see, isn't it? Okay, the start. So Picoy on the inside of Atkinson gets the whole shot, and we know what happens then. Atco decides to go Joker straight away. So Atco,
smart,
yeah, puts his cards on the table. I'm going Joker. I'm going to try and chase you guys down. It was a huge jump. Put it right on the nose. This is where Picoy runs wide. Sandell gets through. I tell you what, kudos to Sandell for the lap times, because he basically went technical, super technical, put the times in after this huge send where he got the pass. Yes, Patrick, have it.
He's still having for driver style of the day. He's in contention.
Yeah, he's right in contention. Right, watch this. We need to try and figure out what happens to Picoy.
Right, watching the background.
Picoy coming through for Atco.
Okay, so Atco, we didn't see if Atco came over
Here
on
it
him.
is. Oh, no,
it's under
Picoy's
braking.
fault. Picoy's fault. And actually the contact wasn't that bad. It was the tyre bail, wasn't it? He guns it, but broken the steering. So Travis Picoy drags the car to the finish. Will he be there or not?
Next will be ARX 2 final.
ARX 2 final is coming up next. Round 4 for them from Gateway. Crowd looking forward to it. Picoy.
That was exciting. He
was.
went for it. He went for it.
So having a little look at the track there, are they? Or maybe picking up. So if this is the tyre bail that got moved, I'd love to see if we could see the Picoy thing again. I don't know whether I'll be able to get that for you while this repair's going on.
It's a little desperate of a move.
Yeah, but I mean, do you think he broke the front right then when he clipped the back of Atco? You think he's broken the steering arm and fired the car off into the bails? Is that what's happened?
I believe so. He drove up over the back of Atco.
Right, we can see it again. So let's have a look at this. We're going to get Bucky Lasek to talk us through it. Here we go.
Okay, here we come. He had a little bit of a run, but it wasn't quite there for the even attempt of a pass.
Ooh,
and yeah, the
to
tire
be
barrier.
fair, I mean, how many those tyre bales are not lightweight, are they? He's just torn a tyre bale which is probably well tied together into pieces. So I'm not actually sure whether he broke the steering, Bucky, with the initial impact, which was pretty hard, and it's rubber to rubber, which is, you know, is like a big hit, or whether he maybe broke it on the tyres. But either way, so Cabot Bigham yesterday really frustrated that he didn't get that run in the final. He felt that, you know, Picoy, I think, potentially felt they'd been given a bit too much time. Picoy's car obviously wasn't ready.
No.
Well, the transmission was still broken. Fair enough, though. If you can present the car under its own power to the grid, you can do it.
A point's a point.
And you've done that before in the
Yes,
past?
I have. I've had an injured car that could barely limp to the line, and I still took the start, got my point.
Exactly. So you take it, you get the point. They're going to put that tyre bale back because it's on that super quick entry, isn't it, into the fast right-hander at the end of the straight. We can see it from another angle. Here we go. Let's see the impact, particularly with the tyre bale. Let us know when you think the damage is.
Yeah, I think the tires did most of the damage.
to the bodywork, certainly, but it's where the steering... I suppose if it's on your steering arm, but the trouble is normally with a hit like that, it'll be the steering arm and a shaft, won't it?
That was not even close of being a good attempt of a pass.
Peacoy got super frustrated there, didn't he? There's a point at which you have to go, I've lost this, let's see if we can do it from the back of the grid. We know he's got pace. We've seen people win from the back, and as soon as Sandell got underneath him, he got ragged.
I agree with getting in Atko's mirror.
Yeah, totally.
But not touching him.
No. Misjudgment, though? I mean, it didn't look like an attempted pass to me. It's almost like he's tried to move in on Atko, and maybe Atko... See, if
you got to break at some point.
And Atko's on the inside, so Atko's offline. So basically, I think Peacoy... I wonder if we can see it one more time. I think Peacoy's gone in at full speed.
Yeah.
I think he's gone in at full speed, but I think Atko has had to back off more on the inside line because
to make the turn.
Exactly. And so maybe then Peacoy's misjudged the speed of Atko, and we've had the contact, but... OK, well, there you go. They're just completing a track repair, so we can take a look back at what happened in the ARX 2 semi-finals earlier on today, if you missed this. Semi-final 1 then for ARX 2. It was Fraser McConnell versus Connor Martell out front, and that was genius, wasn't it?
Yes, Martell into the wet tarmac, and Fraser just tucked it on in on him.
And then this was a brilliant move by Martell in the Joker lap to get underneath McConnell, and McConnell responded instantly. He didn't wait at all, did he, to get through there? Straight back. Martell gave him a little nudge on the exit, and then Martell did this. Wow. He was the hammer. Bucky's now named him
the shovel.
The shovel.
It's a good thing he stayed in it there, because if that rear would have caught, he would have definitely topped and started spinning that car.
Yeah, very. I mean, impressive driving skills to hang on to the car at that angle off the side of the jump. We knew he'd keep it lit.
Still hold on the second.
Yeah, Fraser went through. Alex Keys too, with Connor Martell. This was Brad DeBerti beating Cole Keys down to turn 1. J.R. Hildebrand in P3 at this point. J.R. then very sensibly decides to joker on lap 1. Michael Leach went with him. Michael then kind of fell off the back of the pace. DeBerti out front. Cole Keats made this mistake, and that put him in the jaws of Hildebrand straight away. Big jump from DeBerti. Inside, Hildebrand taking the line. And DeBerti just not near enough at this point. He has a go at getting past him, as you can see. But with the inside line for Hildebrand, and he just parks it on the apex, on the inside. No mistakes, nice and clean. J.R. Hildebrand winning semi-final 2 to go on the front row. So Hildebrand got the win there in semi-final number 2. Yeah, really well done. He's P4, wasn't he, both times at Mid-Ohio. P3 here yesterday on the podium.
Getting there.
Yeah, we were joking about it in the presser, but he was like, yeah, you know, he said he had time to sleep on it over the last few weeks, you know, and digest the information. You need that, don't you?
Yeah, you do. You totally do. And the way that his mind works, you can tell when he speaks. He's just clicking off things, you know, and he's learning.
Quite analytical then in terms of, I need this, I should do this, I should do that. Yeah, very professional driver, isn't it? Proper, like the coached approach. Yeah, very much, very much. He's raced here before as well. So he's raced IndyCar around the oval. We still haven't managed to get a hire car lapping around the oval. It's just over there. You can see it over our shoulder. In fact, look at that. I don't know what turn that is. Where would that be? That would be turn 2, wouldn't it, up there? I think turn 2 is the start-finish line.
It's the turn that me and you need to do.
Yeah, we need to do that. We need to do. I don't think I can get. We said yes. I'm not actually sure I can get my hire car up to a high enough speed to get any understeer around a banked oval. But it's my first time at a banked oval. It's great to be here, and I think importantly, it's everybody's first time at this Rallycross track, and everyone's loving it.
Everyone's loving it. I wouldn't mind to run the circle, get a little wall scrape in, you know.
Yeah.
Get a little paint on.
I kind of like. There's a bit of me that wouldn't mind seeing some of the banking in the Rallycross track. You know, I want to kind of go up it and then pitch back in off it. But the layout here is super flowy, super fast. Yeah.
Great track layout. I love the dirt in every turn, just about. It sets it up for some action.
We saw that sneaky onboard that you and me managed to see of Tanner Faust yesterday. We got one for the CBS TV show, which you can catch on Wednesday night. And the first lap was good, wasn't it? The first lap was
so good.
But lap 2.
And then he turned on the Solberg effect.
Yeah.
And it was just poetry in motion.
Oh, it was. It was just, he was trying so hard. So really, really good. We're waiting for our finals. We've got ARX 2 coming up first. So I can see some of the cars are underneath the carport just down there. In fact, you can see the first one pulling out now. They're going to head up towards the grid. So we've got a final for them and a final for ARX coming up. Should be a good fun.
I feel like we need to pick maybe a driver of the day and a driver style. of the day.
Driver style of the day. I'll tell you what, I would have had Tanner for the send factor, but Sandell with that big sideways a minute ago, maybe a bit unnecessary. He'd already got
pretty
the place.
Consistent today with the send. Yeah. Sandell.
Yes, Sandell. Patrick Sandell. Yes, dude. Bucky Lasek always comes up with the goods, doesn't he? Patrick Sandell is the winner of Driver of the Day. Thanks to, he was the first person to jump the jump today, wasn't it, after it was reprofiled? He promised us he'd do it all day.
Yeah.
And then that pass where he was like, he was in the position already, but he's like, I might not be in the position. I think I'm just going to have to send this like super hard and go really sideways for some awesome TV pictures, and then I'll definitely hold the position, take the win.
Yeah, he's a rally driver.
He is, yes, he is. Both him and Atco coming from that background. Interesting, isn't it, that the approach of Subaru, 2 rally drivers, rally experts, and then Scott Speed, like the total opposite.
The tarmac wizard.
Yeah. Going to get this grid loaded. Jump start sensors, all the little LEDs and things on, all very clever stuff.
This is going to be a good one to watch.
Yeah, it is. I'm excited. It's nice when we get to the closing stages, isn't it, and we have all the cars out. Pretty much, 6 cars, of course, in each of the finals, just to see a really full grid and some proper tactical business. I think that's important as well. The spotters here, we've been saying, haven't we, about how we felt the spotters have picked up their game during the course of the weekend. It's, the grids are slightly smaller, and so it's fair to say the tactics are a little bit easier, because when you've got 5 cars in every qualifying race, like in the World Championship, you have to be really keen with when you joker, because somebody's going to joker on the same lap as somebody else. There's only 4 laps during the qualifying stages. Here, this is the first time they end up with this full 6 cars on the grid, and they've got to be absolutely on it. Final time for ARX2, round 4. Let's have a look at the grid. Fraser McConnell on the pole with JR Hildebrand alongside. What can JR do here? Connor Martell missed out in the semis. Brad DeBerti's on the outside with a clear run. And then it's Cole Keats, who was super quick in qualifying, and Alex Keys, who finished yesterday upside down. Keys at the back of the grid is the championship leader, or certainly was before the qualifying stages today, despite that bad ending yesterday. Fraser McConnell came here as series points leader. Connor Martell will want to take another win. Took it yesterday. Green light, great start. Martell trying to get alongside Fraser McConnell, can't quite do it. Brad DeBerti going to move in. JR Hildebrand's going to try and go all the way around the outside. JR Hildebrand going for the outside move on Fraser McConnell. I think he's going to get this done. He's got to get the nose across into the inside line. Fraser's on that blue groove. JR gets it in there, bit of contact. Was that Martell into the wall on the inside? I think it was. So it's Fraser McConnell. JR Hildebrand did a great job there. I thought he was going to get hung out to dry, Bucky, on the loose dirt. Manages to hold on, though.
Yeah, Keats takes Joker, and
it's Alex Keys has gone with him.
Yeah, Keys has gone with him.
I don't know if I'd have gone with him on the first lap, because when you're quick like Keys is now, but he's got someone quick in front of him, I'd have gone for another lap there and see if I could edge Keats.
I would have waited for another lap, even though my spotter would have said take the Joker. After Keats peeled off, I would have stayed on the normal lap.
And that's one of those things, isn't it, where experience as a driver, and we know, of course, how experienced Keys is, but you can make that decision for yourself if you want to.
Well, vision alone, look at that. You don't want to be right behind someone.
Fraser McConnell with a clear screen and a great weight transfer. Look at this. Oh, massive jump down the outside. Brad DeBerti has gone Joker, and this might be to cover off Keats behind. Keats was about 3.6 off the back of him. Great decision from Brad DeBerti. Spotters there. He stays over to the left-hand side, leaves it clean. And Brad DeBerti now then was 3.5 off the back of leader McConnell.
Martell makes the pass on JR.
Hildebrand has run wide, and Martell's managed to get through. So that's going to cost Hildebrand now, because DeBerti's going to be close. So DeBerti loses a tenth to McConnell, but definitely gains on Hildebrand. JR Hildebrand and Martell swapping position. Martell now, this is on between Martell and McConnell.
He's within 0.8 of McConnell.
Alex Keys at the back, 5.5 off. Keats, 5.1 off. I wonder what they'll do tactically. I'm certain that they'll do a different tactic, Martell and McConnell, but of course they've got to watch out behind them. Hildebrand's made that mistake now and hasn't jokered. DeBerti's only 3.7 off them. Brad backing it in there.
Can't overdrive, cannot overdrive. You will pop a bead. There's a lip creating at the exit of the jump. The Joker merge, there is a lip there now.
Conor Martell sideways on the entry. Fraser McConnell looking a little bit smoother at this point, but we've seen both of them quite sideways. The gap back from Martell. Martell goes Joker. Conor Martell's gone Joker. J.R. Hildebrand on the standard lap, going to stay inside. So J.R. Hildebrand now hoping to get the laps done. Oh, it's close between Martell and DeBerti. But then look at the exit speed. And it was close at the merge, and he's in a different zip code by the time he gets down to the end of the straight.
He's already caught him. He's ready to pass him again, almost in the same spot.
Now, though, and he's going to go up the inside. Conor Martell put a move on here yesterday, I'm sure, to take a position. This is actually hurting his chances, isn't it?
Yes, it is. He's got to get by him.
4 clips, 2, 3 bails in a row. Martell is absolutely pushing to the limit here in terms of track limits and what the car can do. He needs JR to go Joker now. JR goes Joker. That's going to release Martell. Fraser McConnell out front will be the only man who hasn't jokered. J.R. Hildebrand goes and drops down from P2 to P4. In behind Brad DeBerti, he's got extra speed, though. He's going to be close to DeBerti as they get onto the gravel section.
Martell's within 3 seconds, and that's what we want to see.
2.8 is the gap at the minute. Watch for what it is as they come over the line this time round. 2.6, Martell's taken 2/10 off. Conor Martell looking to do the double this weekend. He got the win yesterday. Can he get the win again today? You're watching him now, the current ARX2 champion. Fraser McConnell goes fully lit over the top of the jump into the Joker. He's got to keep this absolutely perfect. He's early on the throttle. On the inside, it's Martell. They stay either side of the white line. Drag race down to the end of the straight now. Surely McConnell's got enough speed. Going to turn the nose in across him. Just. Fraser McConnell just gets it. He runs deep. Martell up the inside. McConnell makes a mistake at the end of the straight. He got too keen. And it's Martell who takes a double win here at Gateway. Fraser McConnell crosses the line P2. It's DeBerti who completes the podium. Great action, like yesterday, right to the last corner.
That was amazing, and what a race, Martell.
Oh, Fraz will be kicking himself, won't he, for going deep. But at the end of the day, we know Martell missed the first couple of rounds. I think Fraser's going to put alongside him. That was a good race. It was a good, clean race for me.
I think that's probably the most speed that Fraz has carried into that corner, and it just caught him.
Conor Martell takes it by 0.6 of a second from Fraser McConnell. Third to last corner overtake. Fantastic. Brad DeBerti is third. Then it's J.R. Hildebrand, Cole Keats and Alex Keys. So this was the start. Martell, look, on row 2. I don't like the inside. When you're on the inside of row 2, you've got nowhere to go. Look, you can see here, DeBerti's got him boxed in. Fraz is in front of him. He hasn't got anywhere to go at this point. Ends up third, look, once they get to the dirt section. So does he clips the bail on the inside. So JR's in second. He was lucky, wasn't he? JR made that mistake, and that allowed him to get through. You make your own luck too. Of course, he was there and putting the pressure on, and that's probably why JR made a mistake.
Well, it was also great that they made JR take the Joker when they did and didn't hold up Martell.
Yeah,
being teammates.
Yeah, exactly. Gave a bit of space. This was the Joker from Martell, who of course fired it off over the edge of the jump in the previous session. Was it semi-finals or qualifying? Either way, it was huge off the side. And look, he used every inch of the track. This was Hildebrand going in a lap later. Hildebrand dropping down the order. At this point, McConnell had 2.8. Then he went down to 2.6. Fraser McConnell with a great Joker lap. Edges it here. He's got the extra speed down the straight. And Bucky, he just leaves it slightly too late in an attempt to make sure he's clear of the nose when he turns in.
Yeah, I just think he carried too much speed. He asked for it. He just didn't get it.
Turned the car in. Bit too much understeer. Martell got past. And it's Conor Martell. 2 wins from 2. That is the way to come back when you are the reigning champion.
Conor, are you the happiest guy in the paddock right now?
Absolutely. Dry and Ribald has been an awesome team. This is my first weekend with them, and this car has been phenomenal. The Wix car is super fast, and I can't thank ISMI Springs and Takumi for helping me out this weekend, and Dry and Ribald, but man, it was had a lot of crazy, weird stuff go on this weekend, but we were able to pull it off both days, and that's all that matters.
That's awesome. I know you and JR were going back and forth, a little bit of teammate action there, but obviously you didn't want him to hold you up when you were getting that Joker trying to get on Fraz. And then Fraz just went a little bit wide on the last corner?
Yeah, so I think he just charged in way too hard. He knew I was right there, and I expected him to go in hot. So I braked a lot sooner so that I could keep to the inside, and it paid off. And, you know, I think I've been driving for 4 years, and he's been doing this for a year, so I just kind of know a little bit more, but that's how it goes. And JR was, you know, he was actually going pretty quick, but Yeah, he made that one mistake and went wide, and I passed him in the same spot I passed Frazier.
Well, I see your dad behind you here. He probably wants to say congratulations to you, so I'll leave you be, but congrats, dude.
Thank you.
Martel with a double win, double single fingers. There's his dad. That's great, isn't it, Bucky?
I'm tearing up.
You're so emotional.
My heart, it's in my throat. Beautiful work there by Connor.
It was, though, seriously.
Yeah,
I mean, and very interesting what he said. Yeah, paying respect, I think, as well to the pace of Fraser McConnell, who's in his second season of Rallycross, coming from a rally background in Jamaica. This year, for me, Fraz has really turned it on. Took his first win down in Mid-Ohio. And he's right there. But he said, I knew he'd go in hot. I braked early.
Yep.
You know, I wanted to get through.
Like I said, he had the outside line, which is like the faster line into that section, and he carried too much momentum. He see the input, the wheels are turned, but he just went in too hot.
Won't turn in. Here we go then. Here are the standings for ARX2 after round 4. Fraser McConnell takes the lead back from Alex Keys after yesterday, 90 to 94 points. Cole Keats right amongst it, look, on 84. J.R. Hildebrand 2 on 79. Brad DeBerti 5th. Gray Ledbetter 6th. Connor Martel with a double win, look, is 7th. Having missed the first 2 rounds, Sage Karam not here this weekend, drops down to 8th. The final for ARX round 3 is coming up next from Gateway. Teams making their way down to the paddock on their various little vehicles. I'm always keen to see the little the buggies and the trailers and stuff, Bucky, quad bikes, golf machines. You know, I like it when someone comes up with something a bit bespoke, you know?
Yeah, 8 people on one golf cart. I love it.
I want to see something tracked, maybe, you know? So a team should turn up with something really hardcore and just out-psych everyone in the pre-grid. I don't know what.
I don't know. It's
Fire
game
engine.
on, though. I
A
know
fire
that.
engine. Bucky's having a little cheeky little look out the window. What can you see, Bucky?
Got some cars under the awning there. Some supercars.
Here he is.
Hey, what are you guys doing there?
We're just checking you out, looking out the window. What's out there? Supercars, you say?
Yeah, right over there.
Okay, cool. Some supercars. One more race to go here. Been a good weekend. I've enjoyed it. The finals for ARX2 have been really exciting, but I think this is going to be cool as well.
It's going to be blistering hot. I know these guys are ready to rock and roll, and I'm ready. I got my popcorn. I'm ready.
Yeah, we're very much
Got my
looking forward
drink.
to it. We just want to get some cars in the grid so we can go. Okay, I can see Pecoy's car has just gone down to refuel. Travis Pecoy's car has driven to refuel, and I tell you what, it's looking in better shape than it was looking yesterday. And that's a good point. They never would have refueled that yesterday.
Look at the hustle. The guys are running. I
Yeah.
think the time crunch is on for him to get into the staging
there you go.
area.
You can see it now for yourselves. They've managed to just pull that arch out on the front left, the guys from Lowenbro Racing. Got the trunk of the car up. That is where the fuel fillers are. So it's all motorsport spec fuel fillers. You put one hose on to put the fuel in, one hose on to vent the tank. Otherwise, you can collapse the tank. It's like a bag tank, which is made out of carbon Kevlar. So it's flexible. It's filled with a rubber bladder inside. It's incredible, the tech on these cars now. That'll be as low in the car as they can get it, but somewhere safe as well. Obviously trying to keep the weight in the centre of the car. Pecoy in the car, look, with his lid on already. He's good to go, Bucky. So Travis Pecoy not hanging around, as he knows they're like, you've got to get to the pre-grid, and if he doesn't present the car by the right time, done. Here we go, Pecoy. Yes, out onto pit lane, banked oval, 1 lap, go.
He's in a hurry. He's grabbing gears.
You can see the lights if you wonder what all those boxes are. Those are all the lights.
Do some practice launches right there. Get a little extra heat than the competitors.
Here we go. He's going to make it. He's going to make it.
I won't say anything.
No. Is he going to go pre-grid or is he going to head underneath for a bit of, he's going for a bit of shade. So Pecoy's car, I'm actually quite surprised that they managed to get that ready in time, but it's nicely done by the guys from Lowenbro. Yesterday they couldn't get it done quite in time, so it looks to me the way that car was driving, you know, yesterday pulled up to the grid really slowly, and for me it was obvious that the intention was to present the car and retire it. Take a look back at this. These were the semi-finals earlier on today, and that is probably the start of the weekend, isn't it? We saw Pecoy with an incredible start earlier on today, but look at Arpin off the line, and then Speed and Faust get into each other, and he goes, thanks very much, I'll just slot up underneath you.
That was totally the case of, oh, you're going in that fast? I'm going in that fast too.
Scott Speed in the background, look over the track markers, over the dirt. That was after contact with Bigham. And we have seen on our timing screens, what have we got? Car number 3. I'm trying to look down and see who it is. Interesting. Travis Peacoy, 5-second penalty. That doesn't make any difference because, of course, he was third anyway, and there are no cars behind. So Peacoy was given a penalty for the contact with Chris Atkinson. I'm looking, okay, but there is no further action, interestingly, between Bigham and Scott Speed. So Scott Speed in the 41, of course, had contact. Here he is going into the Joker, and Bigham, you can see, making the mistake. And Speed will be thinking, thank you very much, because, of course, it was Bigham that got into him, wasn't it, in turn 1, and ended up with him a little bit sideways. So the stewards didn't take any further action on Bigham. They did on Peacoy for the big hit that you're going to see in just a moment. So this was a great start by Travis Peacoy. Atkinson trying to go around the outside, full sideways style, him and Sandell. Peacoy gets the whole shot, and Atco goes Joker straight away. And watch for Sandell when he gets the pass, which will be coming up shortly, because Bucky just fully sends it on this next. So he's got the move here, he's clear, but he's like, I'm just going to double check I'm clear by doing this. Yeah,
Sandell is on one right now. He wants to win. Look at that full send so early. Got the car pointed, got on the throttle.
Oh, mate, lock stops, full gas.
That definitely wasn't fast, but, man, it was beautiful.
That's what we want. Make it in the rules. So, around the outside, Sandell, this was the contact. Look at that. Ooh. And actually, his team would have had a lot less to do if he hadn't managed to catch onto the tyres. But Peacoy spinning the car around with the damage. Looked like he wasn't going to make it, but he did. There's the car in the line. It's not looking the most beautiful, but it's working. And with some of the performances that young man has had this weekend, I wouldn't necessarily bet against him.
Doesn't have to look pretty, it just has to be fast.
Cars coming up to the grid already. Tanner Fouts, watch this in the background. Bucky practice launch, trying to get those settings just right.
Anything you can do, I can do better.
Do you think he could do that better? Do you think he'll change those settings? Sounded pretty clean to me.
No, I'm talking about Faust, and usually it's Speed, but right now it's on for everyone.
It's Faust and Atkinson, isn't it, on road 2? Scott Speed's going to be on the back, but we saw wins from the back yesterday. We saw it with Martel, and we saw it with Atco.
If these guys booger up turn 1, then it's all on Speed to make the action happen.
They've got to keep it tight and tidy, haven't they? One of the timing guys rushing down there to check the jump start sensors. Oh, that nice man just about to stand up some branding, meanwhile parking directly in the shot.
Speed is back there, huh? He's got to start from way back there?
How's he feeling? How's he feeling? Speed. You know, he will not like the fact that you called it. He's been having the perfect weekend. That determination after yesterday's disappointment, I'm not having this. I'm going to smash it today. I'm going to go
and
check
he did
me out.
All day.
Yep. And again,
everything he was supposed to do. But this is Rallycross.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. Never give up.
Sandell for the win, do you think? 3 out of 3 from Subaru with different drivers.
I caught it earlier. He's the one to watch, I feel, out of the Subaru bunch.
I'm liking Arpin's pace off the line. And Peacoy too. Is Peacoy going to do a practice start? That's what I'm keen to see. If he does a practice start.
I'd see if that wheel's going to fall off.
Well, that's what I mean. If he doesn't do a practice start, I think you can safely say, here we go, watch. Nothing wrong with that.
No, got off straight.
Nothing is a relative term.
That might have broke it.
Yeah, it might not. It might not be perfect. It might not be perfect. Bit of track maintenance going on, so we're going to be holding the cars where they are. That's interesting. Just before the final, has that been wetted, Bucky, on the inside line there too? Bucky's looking out for the window, so we can get a better look at it.
It's a little wet. It's not too bad.
That's really loose on the way. You see the blue groove where the track car, the track machine is parked. But the dirt into that, you're going to have to
They drug a little bit over the blue groove, which is going to create marble-ish reactions.
On the way in as well.
So the spotters are going to want to say to the drivers what they see. Yeah, watch the entry to that turn. Keep it tight.
Sandell effectively here, okay, he risks being collected from the rear, but if he gets to turn 1 first, which he will hope he does from the inside line, he can park it. And what do we mean when we say park it?
Just slow the field down. And what also may happen is if he tries to race Arpin into that turn, guess who's going to be behind them?
Tanner Faust.
Tanner Faust.
Yeah. Well, the 6 cars are on the grid and good to go. We're clearing the track machinery off right now. So I think we are about ready. Here we go. Final time for round 3 of America's Rallycross 2019. Here is your lineup. On the pole, Patrick Sandell, Steve Arpin next to him. Arpin won his semi from the back row, so did Sandell. Tanner Faust and Chris Atkinson, row 2. Atco won yesterday. Could he have a repeat? Scott Speed had a brilliant day today, and it all went wrong. Travis Pecoy too. You can't bet against either of them. This is going to be fantastic.
Eyes up. Don't get into someone. Keep the speed, momentum going. You'll find yourself in a better position.
Final time, thumbs up from the marshals. Eyes on the lights, eyes on the prize. Super long hold on the lights. Tanner Faust with a great reaction time, and it's Arpin who moves across. Atkinson going to try and go around the outside of both of them. Sandell's on the inside, he's going to park it. Faust gets into the side of Arpin, couldn't see what happened. Speeds up the inside of all of them. 4 wide on the way into the dirty section on turn 1. Super sideways. Tanner Faust going to try and hold on to P2. Speeds inside him. Atco trying to go around the outside. Atco's inside. Atco going to hit the bales on the inside. Where did they end up? The bales in the middle of the track. Contact between the 2 Subaru drivers. Faust over the top of the jump. Into the Joker lap goes Atkinson. At the minute, it's Sandell leading from Tanner Faust. Can't even see who was in, but Joker lap has gone Atco. So Scott Speed amongst it as well. So it's Sandell at Faust, Speed, and then it's Pecoy. So Pecoy's managed to get himself up into 4th place. That was carnage, Bucky.
It's carnage, and you can't see anything. Look at Pecoy. Pecoy couldn't even see the road. He couldn't even see the track.
And the front of the car stoved in. I wonder if it was him who collected the tyre bale, which got pitched into the air by Chris Atkinson. Super dusty visibility conditions for these guys. They've been watering the track hard all weekend. But
okay, so not only is it dusty, look at the hood that's popped up in front of Pecoy's vision.
Pecoy's going to go Joker. That's going to release Arpin. That's good decision by the team then. So they've got Pecoy out of the way. They know he's struggling a bit, but Atco's already got past him. So Atco, and I think it's Atco and Arpin are running behind each other. Tanner Faust out front with Patrick Sandell just ahead of him.
Speed made it up to 3rd right now.
Good job from Speed, 4.5 off the lead. I'd be tempted in some ways to send Sandell, because if Speed is Jokered, remember, so I think they might send Sandell now. It's going to depend on whether or not there's any thoughts on team points here. Do they send Sandell to the Joker? They don't. So Sandell, 4.7 up on Speed. Look, Speed's gone Joker.
If they would have sent Sandell, he would have came out ahead of Speed as of right now.
Yeah, exactly, and that's my thought. So if you wait a little longer and Speed starts to cut that gap back down, it's tricky, isn't it? He's got 2.2 over Faust. I think I might have gone, because your next danger man is your teammate Scott Speed. What is Subaru going to do here? What's the gap going to be?
He's pulling on Faust right now.
Is he pulling on Speed, though? He is. He's taking a 10th off Speed as well.
That's good. So stay out there, Sandell.
Sandell, they're cutting that left-hand corner now, and that's because the tyre bale's gone from lap 1, so they're all using a little bit of grass there. Sandell over the crest, goes standard lap again. Faust goes standard lap 2. So these two out front, they've got to get a little bit more time. Arpin's going to go Joker now, try and come out in front. So Steve Arpin into the Joker. Oh, he runs it up over the curbs. In the dust, we can't see what's going on. Sandell out front, and Arpin and Atco are side by side on the straight as they drop back into the gravel section from the commentary position. We can see that from above the dust up here. It's still Sandell leading from Faust. You can see the fight going on in the background as well.
Sandell put another couple tenths on Faust.
Faust with 2.6 gap back. Scott Speed 5 seconds off. Now you can see where Arpin is. So Arpin is super close in behind Scott Speed. Atkinson behind him somewhere. So much dust this time round. These guys, Pecoy, look, so where did Atkinson end up?
He's ahead of Arpin.
Okay, well, out front then, Sandell, 2.4 ahead of Faust going into the last lap. Scott Speed is in 3rd place. Atkinson is indeed ahead of Arpin. Now timing screen showed that he dropped down for a second, so apologies for the confusion there. I thought he dropped off the back of these guys with the dust. It's hard to see what's going on. This, though, is the crucial moment. Sandell goes to the Joker. Tanner Faust is going to go with him. Sandell is in the clear, though, runs the car up over the curb. Scott Speed going to come around. Going to be a fight between Speed and Faust. Faust going to have much more exit speed. Try and go around his old teammate. Tanner Faust looking for a move. Going to chuck it in wide. Don't bet against him with the car control, but Speed's got the door shut. Faust going to try and swing it back the other way. But out front, Patrick Sandell is going to make it 3 from 3 with 3 different drivers for Subaru. Speed recovers to second. Faust takes P3. Great drive, Patrick Sandell. 3 different winners in the first 3 events. Subaru are on it in 2019. Donuts for the winner.
Followed up by Chris
Sandell, no problems, out front of all the carnage behind him.
Nice
Going to go big over the jump. There he is. Patrick Sandell on the handbrake, on the limiter. Celebration time for him. There it is. Huge donuts, round and round.
I'm watching them live. I'm not watching TV. I want to see it live. Look at that. Yeah, Patrick.
Donuts both ways. And back the other way. 3 sets of donuts. He'll be paying for the dips in that car.
I want to change those before next race.
So Patrick Sandell takes round 3 of America's Rallycross from his teammate Scott Speed. Tanner Faust 3rd, Atkinson was 4th, Arpin 5th, and Travis Pecoy down in 6th. So this one was a bit of a dust fest, I'm afraid, in the middle there. It's hard to tell the difference between the Subarus. Only Sandell with the yellow roof is obvious. Timing screen showed Atkinson had dropped off, and we'd seen contact between him and Arpin potentially at the merge, but it turned out that he was still in front later in the race. This was the start. What happens here? Looks like Faust gets out wide into Atco.
And touched him there, so Atco couldn't turn back to make the corner, so he had to take evasive moves.
Watch the tyre battle. The tyre battle, I think, got Pecoy behind. Arpin's down in P6 here. Atkinson goes Joker. This was Pecoy. That was in the dust storm where he couldn't see anything. Arpin then is released. So his team moved Pecoy out of the way. This was Speed going Joker, and you can see Arpin in the background here. But dust, dust, dust. There is no dust, though, on one man's car. And that, of course, is Sandell. Arpin coming out the Joker. This was him trying to chase down Atkinson. Couldn't get near to him in the end at the merge. Sandell, though, nobody anywhere near him. Faust tried hard to get around the outside of Speed on the run down towards the finish line. Just not enough room. Speed kept it tight on the exits. But it was all about the Swede, Sandell, taking the win for Subaru. 3 from 3 with 3 different drivers. Sandell is with James Rimmer now.
I'm here with your winner, Patrick Sandell. Patrick, you've been such a mentor to me, and it feels so good to watch you on the top step of this podium. Tell us a little bit about it.
Oh man, this means everything. You know, since the first day I joined Subaru 2 years back now, I promised them I'm gonna win. It took some time, it took a lot of hard work. Subaru, Scott, Atco, Vermont Sports Car have done a fantastic job giving me this car. It's just unreal, it's just unreal.
It's so good for the team. Come here. Here we have Patrick's kids. Wow, I mean, how great is this to share this with family, with friends, with your team, with everyone here who supported you these last 2 years?
It's just a dream coming true, you know, to be able to do this with Subaru. And now, you know, all 3 drivers have won 1 race each out of the 3, meaning that Subaru is on the roll right now, and we have a very, very good team. The car is fantastic. So, guys, thank you so much.
So happy for you, Patrick. Go celebrate.
Thank you.
Patrick Sandell takes the win at round 3 of America's Rallycross in front of his family. For Subaru, it's 3 from 3 for the team. Here are the standings after round 3. Scott Speed continues to lead. He now has, 12 points over Tanner Faust. Chris Atkinson and Patrick Sandell equal on 66 points each after taking a win each at the doubleheader at Gateway. Steve Arpin is only 2 points behind them. Travis Pecoy a further 6 points back, and Cabot Bigham down in 7th. 3 points between Arpin and Faust. 3 points between 2nd and 5th, I think it was. So it's super close in this championship, Bucky, and you know we've seen pace from everyone, but somehow people haven't got it done. You know, like Subaru have, but Speed, I suppose, is the guy who could be the. I mean, he leaves here with a bigger championship lead, but I think Scott will be a bit annoyed, a bit disappointed not to have got.
Yeah, but what a recovery to come from what happened to him.
Absolutely,
you know,
and that's what championships are made of. Is when you don't get the result.
Yeah.
Sandell right in the car back.
Who saw this coming?
Yeah, Bucky Lasek saw this coming.
I can read vibes. You know, I saw the glow on Sandell. You know,
there was an aura.
Yeah, the aura was just glistening.
He did a ton of donuts. I say He'll probably get told off for that, won't he? Because it's
no, I think they get more mad when you jump up on the roof.
Really? Oh yeah. Then
They
you got to
gotta
reskin the roof. Yeah, rebuild the diffs anyway, I suppose, won't they?
Congratulations, Subaru Motorsports.
Cool. Congratulations to the guy on that crane. My goodness me, it's blowing a gale up there. St. Louis in the distance. That's been it's been a good weekend, I have to say. Great venue, great fun. Sandel's car being led back by Henk on the on the ped. Yeah, you're a big fan, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm a fan.
Speed's car going too. Sorry about the confusion during the final. I'll say our timing screen or our graphics showed Atco up there, I'm sure, or at the back, and we just couldn't see because of the dust on our pictures out of the window.
No, not at all.
Interesting, isn't it? It's just at this point in the day for the track to have got so dusty that made it hard for all the drivers to see what was going on, and pretty hard for us to see up here as well. The dust has settled now, though, and that's it. We're at the midway point in the season. So 3 out of 6 events done, 3 wins for Subaru.
Yeah, not bad. I think the guys worked hard on the off-season. They got Scott Speed on board, and he brought the goods.
Looking to clean sweep the season, do you think? I mean, they'd like to win them all, but, I mean, you know, for me, there's promise there. Arpin could have had yesterday, still 50-50. Picoy today, I think, was really quick. Picoy, I kind of felt both days in the closing stages, just when he had the shot, he didn't go his way. I think it was at semi-final both times, wasn't it? It's just not ideal.
Yeah, I mean, he drove perfect. He didn't really do anything wrong. Just misfortune, you know. It just happens.
And the Beetle's quick as well, undoubtedly. And I'm pleased particularly to see Cabot Bigham get on top of the car this weekend. Yeah,
he did find some pace, and you know, he's still making those mistakes, though. I feel like he's still learning.
Yeah, the mistake in particular. In fact, of course, that was a get-out-of-jail-free card massively for Scott Speed, because Speed, okay, admittedly, there was a bit of contact in between them, but, you know, he basically then... Cabot caused the incident. The stewards didn't take any action. So if the stewards had taken action there... I
think they should at least call it a six-pack, you know?
You've got to buy him a beer.
Yeah.
Anyway, Speed got back under him anyway when Cabot made the mistake. Cooper Tyres girls are just having a slight discussion about who's P1, P2, P3. Man walks across stage. We're good for podium business. ARX2 podium is coming up. The guys are down there and waiting, which is good to see. Connor Martell, double win. Great job. Fraser McConnell losing out a couple of corners to the end, but there's a nice fist bump between those two, and Fraz will happily take on, you know, Martell's crown, won't he? Should he do so at the end of the season, leading the standings again. Brad DeBerti up on the podium. He's
good to
really
see him
happy.
up there again.
Yeah, really. But DeBerti's impressed me this weekend because he looks like a pro at this now. Whereas Mid-Ohio, mistakes, problems, he looked like a novice, and one event later, he's looking like a front runner. We should expect that with his experience in racing, but, you know, I think he's got on top of it, and also the tactics of Rallycross quite quickly.
Yeah, it's a different style of driving. All-wheel drive, getting the car turned early, pointed so you can get on the throttle.
I don't think Fraser will be too disappointed to you. He's all smiles, and that's probably partly because, as I say, he knows that Connor, even if Connor does the rest of the season, having missed the doubleheader at the start of the year, Sage Karam's missed the doubleheader here.
Yeah.
You know, Fraz has got himself now in pole position in terms of the championship fight. It's not going to be easy because Keys and Keats are right there, and we've seen Keats was super quick today. Keys was unlucky with the roll yesterday, and it's all to play for in ARX2.
And we saw how the
Connor,
tides could
too
change.
Slow. Connor's too slow. Can't open the champagne. He's denied.
He hasn't been on the podium enough this year.
Oh, man, he's given up. No, he's going to launch it, decides better of it.
I've had a situation like that before.
Now he's got it.
I had a situation like that before. You know what I did? I took the top of the bottle and I just smashed it off.
Off on the side of the podium. Oh, that's in Fraser's eyes. You can see that stinging. The others are pros, that they've got their sunglasses on. They know what the score is. Put your sunners on for the podium and you don't have to worry about the champagne spray. Let's have a look at the standings for ARX2 after round 4. Fraser McConnell at the top, 4 points ahead of Alex Keys, a further 6 points ahead of Cole Keats. J.R. Hildebrand is right there, look, on 79. Brad DeBerti, 77. It's Gray Ledbetter, Connor Martell with a double win here in 7th. And Sage Karam, who didn't come this weekend, is down in P8. Good stuff from ARX too. I say it is close. There's a bunch of drivers, and actually the standings in ARX are really close as well because of the fact that people have had different levels of fortune, let's say. Yeah,
it's been crazy to watch. Like a guy's leading the race, and all of a sudden he's on his roof.
Yeah, totally. Now you're not coming to the next one, Bucky.
No, I have X Games.
Okay.
You know, that's that wooden toy I still play with.
That's cool. That's cool. But you may know Bucky, apart from being a fantastic rallycross driver, also quite good at skateboarding. What's the X Games? What's the repertoire? What have we got in terms of medals there?
I don't know. We got a few.
He's got a lot.
The important thing is that
very good.
It's been a while since I've gotten one. So
okay, but still gonna go. Whereabouts is it this year?
Minneapolis or Minnesota. One of those places.
Fantastic. We're wishing Bucky Lasek the best
of
luck there, man. Yeah, we will miss you in Canada, but we will be cheering you on from up there as well. Well, plenty of people are going to be cheering this man on. Patrick Sandell takes the win for Subaru. Oh, there's going to be big relief there, Bucky. Apart from the joy of the win, and Speed, one of the first to congratulate him, there will be a big relief from Sandell that he's got the job done. You know, you need to get the W's, don't you, if you want to keep the contracts coming. Tanner Faust in 3rd. Faust, you see, Faust is there or thereabouts the whole time, and that's why he's up there as well in the championship. We know he's quick. Look at Faust's pace yesterday in that one session was incredible. But I have to say, Sandell, untouchable in the finals today. Wasn't even close come the merge. You know, just got it done through the first couple of corners. Bit of carnage behind him.
Great pace.
Hat swapping going on out there. Energy drinks and tyres. Cooper Tyres, of course, official partner of the series. Great to have them on board. All smiles. Champagne time for the ARX drivers. Round 3 complete. The midway point in the season is done. Sandell takes it. 3 from 3 for Subaru. Yeah, that's it. Down the hatch, down the race suit, over the lid. Nothing is going to dampen Sandell's spirits today. With his family here as well, really cool.
Yeah, it's good to see. You know, when your teammates are winning, why not click one off yourself?
Exactly. Podium complete for round 3. Speed doing well to fight back. Let's take a look at the standings for ARX as we reach the midpoint of the season. Scott Speed has a 12-point lead over Tanner Faust. Chris Atkinson just 1 point behind Faust. Sandell equal on points with Atkinson. Arpin 2 further points back. There are 3 points between P2 and P5. Very much all to play for, and 12 points is a nothing lead at the halfway point in the season. Can't wait. So there we go. That's it. Done from Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway near St. Louis. It's been a great weekend. Fantastic new track. That's been universally approved by the drivers.
Yeah. They love it. We love it. It gave us great racing.
Yeah,
and
proper.
It gave us a lot to talk about.
Yeah, lots of overtaking opportunities here, and I'm sure this one's going to be a regular fixture on the ARX calendar. We are heading up next to Trois Rivières in Canada. We'll be alongside the FIA World Rallycross Championship, and that is on the 3rd and 4th of August, so 3 weeks' time. The World Rallycross cars are on a boat on the way over now. These guys are going to be transporting them out there. You need to block that weekend out, because basically I'm going to be T-shirt changing all weekend long, because it's just going to be session after session after session. You're not doing anything that weekend other than watching Rallycross. Bucky Lasek, the best of luck.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to seeing how you get on at X Games. We'll be cheering you on from Canada. Thank you so much for joining us this weekend. Don't forget the highlight shows will be on CBS later this week, Wednesday this week, and from the round today it'll be Wednesday in a week's time. Cheers, guys. See you next time.